Hey guys, it's Kim the Crafty Nomad, and I am back from vacation and back with another video. I am your host. I've already said I'm Kim, and they call me the Crafty Nomad because I'm all over the place when it comes to my crafting. And today, I am actually going to be showing you just mostly sewing and a little bit of crochet. And then I have some things that I purchased. So I'm going to jump in with the crochet. So the only thing, I went on vacation last week, and I took along several projects, but I really didn't work on very many of them. I worked a little bit on the plane, on the peony shawl, but not very much. And then I worked on Corky the Bobber, which is a pattern by our very own Angelia Whitson over at the Little Xenia Patch. Guys, go ahead and check out this pattern. I think that I did not get it done for her test before she released it, but other people have reviewed it and talked about it. I'm loving it so far. But I do believe it's a fairly easy, beginner-friendly pattern. I did not bring the picture over here, but if I can, I'll pop a picture in somewhere around in here. And Corky the Bobber is, I believe, her third pattern release, and I have, so far, 2 hands. And then I have begun work on the main body of it. And right now I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the colorway red. So that's what I worked on for the most part during vacation. I didn't get a lot done. I just, a lot happened, and I'll give you a little bit of an update as at the end of this. I'll give you a quick little life update. I usually don't do them, but I will give you one on this video. So I got the sewing, I just wanted to sew when I got back from Chicago, and so that's what I did. I had these bags that have been cut and sitting on my table forever, and I got them done. And this first one, this is my smaller bag. I just make 2 sizes in general in the zipper pouches. And this is fabric by the Crafty Gemini, and she's Dominican, and I believe she was inspired by the Dominican Republic, where she is from or where she grew up. And I love this, and I bought this a while ago, and I cut this a while ago, and I never finished it. And I wanted to, instead of putting my normal handle on the side, instead I put a beaded zipper pull on this one, and I tried to coordinate the beads with the color of the bag. And I put on a little, I don't know if you can see it, but a little hope charm. It's hard to see. Anyway, this bag has a coordinating nylon zipper and a yellow interior, and this is actually one of the ones that actually has my tag in it. I need to order more, so a lot of my bags lately hadn't had any, but that one was cut that long ago that it did have a tag in it. And it has the box bottoms as usual. So that's that one. Then I made a llama bag. This one has a lighter interfacing. It's not as stiff as the other one, which also shows how old that one is, because I moved on. I really like using the lighter interfacing, even on the zipper pouches. Because of the box bottom, they're gonna stand up on their own when they have something in them. The other interfacing, it will stand up on its own without anything in it. And that's the lining, a little turquoise print. And there is my tag in that one as well. I actually found a few, so I was able to iron some in. And then here's where the actual handle will go. I already have it cut for this one and the next bag. I just need to sew it. So if you're interested in that bag, it will be going up in my Etsy shop. And then the final, this is my larger size bag. And this was such a cute print. It is a dollhouse print. So I love the representation. I feel like I just love it. I love how this came out. This has box bottom as well. And coordinating zipper. And on the inside of this one is that same little turquoise print, and it also has my tag. And I do have the strap already cut. I just need to sew it. Sorry if I shook that. So then I decided to do an experiment. I wanted to try and make the contrasting casing on a drawstring bag. There's many different ways to do this, but I wanted to try this particular way. And so my first attempt, made a lot of mistakes, and I call this, this is a very dodgy bag, and so it will be kept. But look at the print. Isn't that a cute print with the campers? All the different style, like teardrop campers. I really like it. But it's dodgy because look at the unevenness of it all. And what happened is I was sewing and then things weren't catching, and then I sewed something together before I put the casing on. It was just a mess. But anyway, it has a green chevron lining, and this will be my bag. This is why I have so many bags, because if I mess them up, I keep them for myself. So I have way more bags than I need. So today I decided I was gonna have to try that technique again, and this time I got it right. This one is not dodgy at all, and this is a print that I had before and couldn't find anymore, and happened upon it. I don't even know if I found it on Etsy. That's probably what happened. But initially I got this from Walmart, and then when I went back, or maybe what it is I finally went to a Walmart and found it. I can't remember how I found it, but anyway, this was popular when I had it before. I had just 1 yard of it, and whatever bag I made out of it, they sold. So this will be going up in my shop. This one just has a plain white lining, and yeah. And I use grosgrain ribbon for my drawstring. So I love this style, and I was making a different style, and the reason why I was doing that is because sometimes people put their casing down here, but when you do that, you lose all of this space for your project. I love having the casing at the top, and I know a lot of people are doing this too. I was already doing it, but I was just doing it with a different pattern. I actually got this tutorial from Whitney Sews, and the other tutorial was from her too. I just really like the way this worked out, and so this will likely be when I make a drawstring. This is the drawstring style I will make, because I just love that you get the entire space for your project. I still have any yarn over here. I have some, but I won't worry about putting it in there. But I boxed the bottom on mine, and so that's what I changed on Whitney's. I do that on all of her tutorials. A lot of her bags, she doesn't box the bottom. Well, the first tutorials that I watched of her, she did not box the bottom. But she does have tutorials where she shows you how to box the bottom. But I also did this one. I don't know if you could tell, but there's no seam here. So I loved how I was able to do that. The only reason why I was is because this is a non-directional fabric, and that's the only way you're going to be able to do this way of boxing bottoms. It's just not going to work if you have a directional fabric. So I looked, because I wanted to do it this way, and I did have this print. So I love it. It's perfect. So those are my sewing things, and that's all of my projects I want to show you. Now, I want to show you a couple things that I got. This came in the mail while I was on vacation, and you guys know Furls was having a 30% off sale for the month of June, celebrating some kind of anniversary, the 30th? I don't know. Anyway, 30% off, so I ordered. This is the Furl Streamline, and I forgot what you call this one. Let me see, it's on the box. It doesn't tell you the name of this one, and I can't remember it, but it's super pretty. And I got a, let's see, I think it's a 5.5, it's an I, and I got this pretty, I don't know what this is called, cherry cola or black cherry, I don't know. But I love the hook. So I got that one to add to my collection of Furls hooks. 30% off, it was a steal. And I decided to get a needle case. So this is just to hold all my darning needles. You can see that, and they just all slide down in there. You can see that. So I thought that was cute. Then today I was doing some things in downtown LA, and since I was down there, I wanted to go to some of my favorite stores because I don't get down there like I used to, and the last time I went down there, I wasn't able to go to my stores. I was helping somebody else. But one of my favorite places for findings and beads for stitch markers and jewelry is called Beads Factory or Bohemian Crystal, same thing. And I wanted to get more things from there, so I stopped in and I got a few things. Let me show you what I got. It's mostly findings. I saw Creative Young Mama with these, so I was really making sure that I looked for these. These are like little Hello Kitty, but they're bells. You know, make really cute stitch markers, and I got some that are owl shaped. I highly recommend that if you ever are in LA and you are a crafter, which you probably are if you're watching this, go downtown LA. It's sketchy. Unfortunately, the homelessness problem has not been solved in LA, and in fact, it's the number of people on the streets has increased. And so when you go down there, it's a little sketchy, but it's worth it. I got some jump rings. I got some lobster clasps in gunmetal, and it's like 25 of them in there for $2.50. You probably get 12 for $4 at Michael's, just to give you an idea. Then I got 10 in a smaller size. Well, why would these be $2.50 and it's not nearly even as many? Why? That's weird. But anyway, a smaller set of lobster clasps, and I got 2 of those, I believe. Yep. Then I got, I don't know, this was $2, and there's only 5 in here, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but that's a different size as well. See, that's in between. Like this one is really big. It costs so little. That's the next size down, and then that's the next size down from that. Now, they had them even smaller than this, but those I think got a little bit too small, which is mostly what I have, and that's why I was on the lookout for those. Now, I've been making the beaded tassels, and so I wanted to grab. I wanted to grab these specialty. What is this? Okay, these specialty lobster clasps with the heart. And you only got 2 of these, but you can see they're much bigger than even the biggest one I have. And it's got the heart, so I only got 2 of those for $2.50. I honestly think that this one may have been a mislabeling, because that's a lot of those for $2.50, which I'm grateful for. Or maybe it was $5.50. Was it $5.50? No, it says $2.50. Okay, anyway. So, you know, I've been making the beaded tassels, and I'm really looking for just the perfect bead cap to use to top the tassel. So I found these, and there's 3 pieces in here for $3.50, and they're almost like a bugle. Can you see that? Not a bugle, but a, yeah, it's like a bugle bead, not a bugle, but a tuba or a gramophone, you know. I don't know if you can see those very well, but I don't apologize for the crinkling because I really like the crinkling. Let me take one out though so you can see it. So that's how it looks, just like that. So I don't have a bead over here to check, but we'll see if that works out. Then I got these more shallow ones, and there are 4 pieces in here for $1.50. It seems like what this store does is they break it all down into $1.50 packages. And some you get a million things for $1.50, and some things you'll just get a few. So I got 4 of these bead caps. And then the final set of bead caps, I got 12 of these ones for $1.50. Then I went to another store that I like to get zippers and trims for, but they also have really cool buttons. So if you are going to be making a big button cowl, that's what I found at, these were $1 each. So I just got 4. And they had it in a lighter, probably could have got 3 and 3, but I really gravitate toward the darker wood beads. So I got 5 of those. And then I thought they had these. These are little plastic pearls, but the reason why I got these is because they already have the little dangle on them, which I will use this for a stitch marker. And I got, these were 12 for $3. I didn't get quite 12, so mine was a little less. I got those. And then I just grabbed a few. I have a lot of zippers, but since I was there, the zippers, okay, just to give you a perspective as to why it's cool to go down there. If you go to Joann's, a zipper is going to cost you somewhere between $1.79 and $2 something, or maybe even more depending on the type of zipper. They have all the types you need in downtown LA. And the regular nylon zippers that I use in my pouches, this store had the 22-inch zipper for 33 cents each. So I got probably like 9, a few different colors. You know, things to coordinate with the bag. I actually like them to be opposite of what the bag is. I don't like them to match, but as long as I feel like it goes. So I got those, and I like to get the really long ones because you can make this, I mean, if you're only making a 14-inch bag, you can just cut this off, or you can make up to a 22-inch bag, or probably 20-inch bag, because I still need room. So those are those. And then I just got this twill tape. I have it in like the natural colorway, but I have it in black somewhere. I couldn't find it. I thought I had. So what I have is black twill tape, and this was 25 cents a yard, so I got 10 yards. And that's it. That's all of my things that I want to share with you. And like, here's my beige twill tape. This one, I got these off Blitsy. Do you see how much twill tape is there? This was probably $1 or so for this whole thing. And Blitsy, I don't know if you guys have ever shopped on Blitsy, but it's like one of those discount craft supply sites, and they have different things at different times, so you just have to check. And this day I discovered the trims, and they had so many. I bought a bunch of different, kinds of trims, and yeah, I didn't realize how much of a bargain it was until, you know, they didn't have it anymore. So I got that from Blitsy. Anyway, check them out. Maybe I'll link them down below and you can check it out. Because they have everything from scrapbooking to cross stitching. They do have yarn sometimes. Anyway, that's that. So life update really quickly. Vacation was great. And unfortunately, though, the day I arrived, my mom's first cousin had passed away. Like as soon as my sister was leaving the house to come and get me when they got the news from the airport. She was coming to get me from the airport. And then on the 3rd, my mom's brother passed on too, and he's been battling for a long time, but these last 6 months or so have been tough, and he actually lives in the same city as me. So I have been more involved trying to be my mother's boots on the ground kind of thing. He has one daughter, and she's young. He became a father late in life, just like I became a mom late in life. And so I've been here trying to support her and help get everything planned out, which I am a complete fish out of water when it comes to this. I mean, it's, and I feel bad for her because she's much younger than me and she's having to do this already. And at the age that I am, I've never had to do it. So to plan somebody's funeral services. And so we've been in the throes of doing all of that. But as soon as we got back from as soon as I got back from Chicago, we had 2 days to get ready to send my son on his very first preteen camp at our church. And everybody who knows me knows that this is something that I have not necessarily been looking forward to. I mean, pretty much since he was born, I knew the day was coming because it's just a tradition in our church, and we definitely wanted him to do it, but I had to acknowledge how much fear I had. But I'm happy to say that I'm doing great. He's already there. He has a fantastic counselor. They have great people up there, members of our church, people that we know who are working with our kids and keeping them safe. And we sent them off this morning, and so what I was doing with the sewing was just trying to keep my head together so I could, I tried to sew and stay up as late as I could last night so I could sleep soundly and not give in to any kind of worry or fear through the night. And that actually worked. And he's off and he's having a blast. What I love about, this day and age that we live in, as much as, social media can be challenging, one of the beautiful things is that live streams and pictures that can be posted so that I can see him. And so there's the church and the people who organized our camp created a Facebook group, a closed group for us, and we've been able to just see him and see pictures of him, and it really does a parent's heart good to be able to see that. So yeah, that's what's been going on. That's why I've been sewing and doing all these things. And but the bonus is that I get to spend a little extra time, not only crafting, but of course, and especially to spend extra time with my husband. So we got to go out and have dinner. We're gonna go out tomorrow. We're gonna hang out with friends through the week. And in the meantime, I'm also helping my cousin, and actually that's amazing because as challenging as it is, it's been a great distraction, for me, so that I'm not worrying about my son. So anyway, we feel very taken care of, and we look forward to getting him back at the end of the week. And I fully expect that I'm just gonna have to hose him down when he gets home. Because God knows if he's going to take one shower while he's there. Anyway, I have low expectations of that. I'm hoping that some water hits him other than the water gun fight water. Anyway, that's it. That's all for this video today, guys. Thank you for joining me. And hopefully the next time I come back, I will actually have a lot more crochet done. In the meantime, keep it crafty until I see you again. Bye.